Hey guys, in today's guide we are going to answer a question that many state of survival players struggle with. Is it really worth saving resources for the strongest pets like Panda, Sandcat or Fennec? Or it's smarter to focus on upgrading more accessible pets such as Tiger, Doberman or Kangaroo? Looking at my own account, I represent almost every tier of pets in the game. I have Panda, which is considered one of the strongest options available. I also have Kangaroo, which sits somewhere in the middle tier, slightly better than Saker Falcon, but clearly weaker than Sandcat. And finally I have Doberman, which is one of the weakest choices, especially if we compare it to the options like Fennec or Raccoon. Naturally, this raises the question, why would I invest valuable resources into Doberman instead of saving longer to unlock and upgrade a second generation Fennec? And honestly, this same question can be asked about almost any pet in the game to almost any player. And the answer is much simpler than it seems. It comes down to your personal capabilities, your resource limit and your level of patience. The most important objective for every player should be creating a second generation pet. Upgrading first generation pets is, in the most cases, a waste of materials. The power spike you gain from moving into generation 2 is significantly more impactful than minor improvements within generation 1. When it comes to choosing which pet to develop into generation 2, the specific choice is not as critical as many players think, especially if we are talking about your first main march. Even a second generation Doberman will outperform a first generation Fennec. The generational upgrade itself, combined with the additional skill slot, creates a much stronger overall impact than simply owning a better species that remains stuck in generation 1. Right now the situation in the game makes top tier pets like Panda, Sandcat and Fennec extremely expensive, not only to unlock but also to properly develop. Remember, you need 2 parent pets to create the next generation. On top of that, their dedicated skills are incredibly costly. These skills are available in limited events or can be obtained through the festival bazaar by exchanging crowns or pearls. The fact that they required premium currencies already tells you how expensive they are, and to make a noticeable difference in performance, you realistically need at least 10 copies of the dedicated skill to push it to a meaningful level. For regular players, especially free-to-play or low spenders with strict limits, this creates a serious barrier. In my opinion, it is far more practical to create a second generation pet even if it's considered weaker. Let's say you choose Tiger, Bengal Tiger, which is arguably one of the most basic pets available. The moment that Tiger becomes generation 2 and gains the additional skill, you will start seeing tangible improvements in your battle reports much faster. The sense of progression, the visible increase in march performance, and the enjoyment from seeing better results will come in a much shorter time frame. On the other hand, if you are extremely patient and you don't care about short-term solo performance, you can aim higher. For example, unlocking Sandcat or Fennec may require around 36 crowns, while Panda may require around 40. That alone is a massive investment when covered into pearls. Then, upgrading the first dedicated skill to level 10 may require another 60 crowns. We are now talking about more than 100 crowns for a single, fully optimized setup. For a low spender or free-to-play player, accumulating that amount borders on unrealistic. And realistically, it could take over a year to reach that point, or even more. Considering how quickly the game evolves, how new systems are introduced, how power level shifts over time, waiting that long can actually be a disadvantage rather than a smart long-term strategy. So, the key takeaway is this: progression speed and realistic resource management matter more than chasing perfection. A second generation pet, no matter which one, will usually bring more immediate and practical value than a top-tier first generation pet that drains your resources and delays your development. As always, your strategy should match your playstyle, your budget, and your long-term goals. If you found this breakdown helpful and it gave you a clearer direction for your pet strategy in State of Survival, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive guide. Let me know in the comments which generation you are currently working on and whether you are saving for a top tier pet or pushing a faster second generation upgrade. I'm really curious to see your approach. Thanks for watching, stay smart with your resources, and I will see you in the next one.